Hello everyone, I am Parth Agarwal, host for today. We are at Fastrack Legal Solutions and we have Advocate Govind Bali sir. Welcome sir. So today we are going to discuss about how to choose a lawyer. So sir, the first question is what are the key factors someone should consider when choosing a lawyer for the first time?
See, basically, now before choosing a lawyer, you need to understand what your legal issue is. If your legal issue is pertaining to divorce, you might go for a divorce lawyer. If your legal issue is pertaining to matrimonial discords at large, which again comes in family issues, whether it is related to child custody, divorce, maintenance, or it is related to some other aspect of family law, you need to understand what field of law it is. Once you've decided what field of law it is, you should go forward looking for lawyers in that particular category. The easiest way to look for a lawyer is to go online and search for him. Second option is to go for a law firm. For example, Fastrack Legal Solutions is a law firm. Similarly, there are many other law firms. Once you search a law firm's name, you might find variety of lawyers in the same law firm. So you will be able to they'll be able to assist you in all the legal issues in the same time frame, and they will also be able to deal with all the fundamental questions that you are looking for. Second way is to go to a lawyer who's practicing in one of the trial courts and take a consultation from that lawyer and make yourself understand what it entails for your legal issue to be considered.
Okay sir. So you just said that one can look for the online reviews. So sir, should one rely on online reviews or recommendations from friends and family when selecting a lawyer?
Depends. Certain cases are there जिसके lawyers आपको मिलेंगे ही नहीं. For example, a lawyer for military law will not be available easily. So you will have to search online for a military law lawyer. There would be other cases wherein you'll not be able to find a lawyer for, say, domestic violence cases at times in a particular city. So, word of mouth representation is always good. But if that is not available, you can go online and search for a lawyer and find your way out. Second is, when you're choosing a lawyer, you need to understand whether he's good at communication or not. If that person has got any videos of him or her speaking, you can look at that person's videos and understand whether he can represent or not.
Okay, sir. And sir, how can someone verify if a lawyer is truly experienced and qualified in the area of law they need help with?
See, basically, there is no particular way to verify that. You can just question that person when you take a consultation from them about the questions and the legal areas that you're trying to focus on. And if you're satisfied with the answers, then you are able to understand whether that lawyer is good to go or not. Second is the number of years put in practice does not make a person experienced or non-experienced. It depends what is the knowledge of the individual, how much practice that person is able to put in, and what is the amount of hard work he's ready to put in the practice so that you can be represented in a good manner.
Right, sir. Sir, my next question is, how do you approach the subject of legal fees and what should a client expect to pay for a lawyer with the specialized experience?
See, there is no limit for a lawyer's fees. The lawyer's fees is subjective. One person might charge 1,000 rupees for the same thing, other person might charge a crore for the same thing. Depending upon the success rate of that lawyer, the market reputation of that lawyer, and how well that lawyer can represent you, there is no MRP on the fees of a lawyer. A lawyer can charge you anything between anything to anything. So it is on you to actually understand how and why that lawyer is charging that much fees and whether you can afford a lawyer of that stature or not. If you cannot, go for a lawyer who's going to charge you less.
Right, sir. And so there are many cases where the people are misled with false information. So how can someone determine if a lawyer is the right fit for the case both professionally and personally?
You will have to understand how the lawyer is practicing, the way he's speaking to you, the way he's able to file the cases, the proficiency in the language, the way how they are able to go forward with the case. That's how things going to happen.
Okay, sir. And sir, are there any ways to negotiate legal fees or explore options for payment plans if cost is a concern for the
See,
client?
generally lawyers do not negotiate because they've put in a lot of hard work. And the only way out is that you might decide on certain payment plans, but see, it is not an investment, it's a service that you're being charged for. So it solely depends on the mutual consent of both the parties whether a payment plan can be worked out or not. So you can certainly talk about it. Some lawyers may be comfortable doing it, some may not be very comfortable doing it. So you'll have to mutually agree on a standpoint and then decide.
Right, sir. And sir, how do you assess a lawyer's communication skills and their ability to keep you
The way
informed?
he's able to speak with you, the way he's been speaking on other platforms. There are nowadays a lot of lawyers are putting videos online. There are a lot of lawyers whom you can see representing in the court. Maybe you can just go to the trial court and sit down and see which lawyer has been able to represent properly, and then decide on the hiring of that lawyer or taking that lawyer as your advocate.
Right, sir. And sir, how should a client deal with situations where the advocates don't inform the proper information, does not
They
provide
should
the
start
full?
asking for it. You cannot just expect the lawyer to again and again tell you about anything and everything, because the lawyer is handling many cases, whereas yours is only one case. So you can just politely send a reminder to the lawyer, say, what's the update in my case? When is the next date? The lawyers do not generally hesitate in replying to you.
Right, sir. And so, what role does the lawyer client relationship play in choosing the right lawyer, and how important it is to feel comfortable with them?
See, finding a lawyer and then feeling comfortable is very important, because if you're not comfortable with the lawyer, you'll not be able to get the right advice. You'll not be able to find a way out in which you can be represented by the lawyer. You'll not be able to tell them everything that you want to be in your case. And any communication gap between the lawyer and the client can destroy the case.
Right, sir. And so, if there are specific cases which are complex, maybe court martial or like issues like court martial, so what kind of specialized experience should one look while
See,
searching for such a
military law in
lawyer?
itself is a niche. There are selected few lawyers who do court martial. There are selected few lawyers who are practicing in the armed forces tribunals. So it is not very difficult to find out which lawyer is going to represent you well. You can go to the blogs of the lawyer. You can go through the consultations of the lawyer. You can understand how well versed he is with the ideas of law, and how well read he is with respect to the writings and learnings of that particular field. And then you can decide to choose a lawyer.
Right, sir. And so, are there any potential questions which one client should ask while before hiring a
See, that would
advocate?
depend on client to client, case to case. So there is no particular list of questions that a client can ask.
Okay. And how do we know that if a lawyer is being transparent and honest with us about the chances of success or the strategy to follow?
Generally, the lawyers will tell you the chances. See, for example, at my law firm, we make sure that we tell the client that there is a 90% chance of winning the case, a 50% chance of winning the case, whether the case has merits or not. So it would depend on the ideas whether you want to be transparent or not. Every lawyer might have a different way of practice.
Right, sir.
So there is no timeline or no written rules as to how a lawyer has to be transparent or not.
And so, what kind of legal credentials or certifications minimum
There are no
requirements?
certification as such. You need to check whether the lawyer is registered with the Bar Council, whether he's a All India Bar Council certified lawyer or not. If he's cleared the All India Bar examination and is a nationalized lawyer, he's a lawyer who can fight the case because he's become an advocate now.
Yes, sir. Right, sir. And so, it is about the fee structure only. What are the common billing structures for lawyers?
There are no common billing structures. They
Okay.
cannot be.
Okay, sir. And how can a client ensure that he's getting the full value of his or her
See,
money?
basically, there is no value for money in law. You are hiring an individual to represent you, and generally, lawyers try to give their best. So, it is not like you're buying a product. It is that you're buying a service, and law has its own ups and downs. So, there is no way of getting everything out of it. You
Yes.
might not be able to get something out of it, but you might still get the relief. So, the larger focus is to be represented.
And so, how can a client be assured that the advocate will be will be performing with his full potential in cases of pro bono cases?
See, generally, pro bono cases are taken up by the legal aid. So, legal aid has its own council to govern, and they monitor the cases on regular basis. So, it is for the legal aid society to basically recognize the rights of underprivileged and give them the rights that are due to them.
Okay, sir. So, thank you very much.